what if the new City Connects are cursed? Like last year, the last ones, the creamsicles, they were magical. And that's really the only reason most people like them. What if these ones are cursed?
Well, that's entirely plausible because they didn't score any runs this time when they wore them.
Not only they offer, they're 0 runs for.
They couldn't win a 1-0 game, Ben.
No, they couldn't. No, they couldn't.
We referred to the other ones as the creamsicles. I'm thinking maybe these ones are the Purple Pushover.
The Purple Pushovers. Ooh, I like that. I like that name a lot. I like that name a lot. Yes, the Purple Pushovers. I was thinking maybe the Lavenderells.
Yeah, as in lavender losers?
No. Well, yes, but only if you're in the know, because it would be spelled lavender, but then ELLE, right?
Oh.
Lavenderells. But yeah, it's just lavender losers. Yeah, that's what it really means. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, the City Connects are real. Like those are the real ones. They weren't playing a joke on us, Matthew.
No, but there was some good news. They didn't have same color pants.
That's true. That is true. And actually, honestly, I do like the hue of the pants. They do look quite good with the dark tops. So I really did like that part. But, as they were unveiling them, Matthew, I really got this sense that everybody was just saying things to be polite. To like they didn't want to say anything that was insulting. So everybody was being very careful, it felt like, to say, yeah, I like them. Yeah, I like them.
It was the Emperor's New Clothes is what it was.
And then there was a lot of people saying this. I heard this a lot. Oh, we didn't like the creamsicles at first either.
Either is the key
word
there.
Exactly. It was the key word there. It was sort of like, wow, a lot of people sure are saying we didn't like the creamsicles when they first came out. And I was like, a lot of people still don't like them, right? We grew to love them because they're our team. They're the Giants. But, so Matthew, I'm just going to be bold and come out and say it. I do not like them. I would not wear them on a train. I would not wear them with a fox. I do not
want
you were
going to say
purple...
in the rain. I thought that was going to be a rhyme there, but okay.
No, like I do not like purple eggs and ham. I just don't like it. I don't like it.
Well, I've learned more about NYU purple than I ever thought that I would. But I did go and Google the 1914 jerseys, and there's actually like a John McGraw worn 1914 jersey out there somewhere. And I'll be darned, it does have New York in purple on their chest. So they weren't wrong.
No, they weren't wrong. But I find that very strange that they were like, hey, the Giants wore this color from 1914 to 1917. You remember the 1914 to 1917 Giants. When they were so desperate for fans, they paid homage to a local university. So somehow these new jerseys are an homage to NYU? Is that... Wait, what? I mean... Okay, look. I like the pinstripes. I like that the pants are white. I'm glad that they tried to do something crazy and outlandish after the creamsicles, because let's face it, the creamsicles were a little drab. They were a little boring. I don't like the purple. But it's not because purple isn't a color that the Giants have never worn, so I didn't need that whole 1914 to 1917 thing. I don't like the purple because it looks like a millennial is designing a uniform that they think a Gen Zer will like. Like, this just felt like marketing hype. And it's like, it was just too much purple in all the wrong places. And you could tell that they were like worried about it with the whole 1914 Giants thing. But
they were prepared.
Yeah.
They were prepared to have a defense.
Exactly. Which is like, then you're not confident in it. And the thing that I really don't like about these uniforms, though, like, hands down, like, I think if everything else would be fine, it's the fonts. They look cartoonish to me. The numbers and the letters. They just look cartoonish.
I feel like if they were going to go cartoonish, they should have just gone all in. The Ben and Jerry's ice cream fish food font, I think that would have been perfect.
Yeah, something similar to that in that vein, especially since they're going for a music effect, they think. They claim. I don't know. I mean, I also don't like the orange and purple zebra effect on the brims of the helmets. But Matthew, the thing that I most don't like about them?
What's that?
They're 0-1 in them.
They are. Bob, on that note, hit it.
Welcome to Giant Cocktails, where the baseball is mid, but the cocktails are elite. Here are your hosts, Ben and Matthew Henry.
Welcome to Giant Cocktails, where the baseball is mid, but the cocktails are elite, Bob. Bob, I think you might be giving us too much credit. But thanks, because I don't know if I showed up. Well, I know I like my cocktail tonight. It's elite. What about you, Ben? You thinking you're elite this game?
I don't know that I could call it elite given the name that I just gave it. You inspired me. You said something so fantastic that I was like, I'm renaming my cocktail that. But yeah, sure, yes, it's elite.
Okay. Well, Ben, this is episode 282. Did you know that the average age of the 1992 Giants pitching staff was 28.2?
Wow.
They went 72-90 and opened the door for Dusty Baker to become manager and got Roger Craig fired.
Wow. Way to go, 28.2-year-olds.
It just seems old. I think that's old. Isn't that old? I don't know.
That's average, I think. That's average. It's not old. It's also not young. It's in baseball.
They just weren't good. I think probably they got a lot younger the next year.
I don't know if they did or not, but I'm trying to remember. I think they signed Barry Bonds. That's what they did.
Oh, well, that always helps too.
Yeah, and they got better in a hurry after that.
Enough with the banter. Let's talk cocktails.
Elite cocktails.
Elite cocktails, Bob. That's right.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Well, Bob, my elite cocktail is now called a Purple Pushover.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I stole it from you, dude.
You did.
I stole it from you. I was like, oh, that name is too good.
All right, I will gift it to you. I hope there's purple in it.
Oh, it's purple. Yeah, no, I came prepared. It's purple. All right. And actually, you know what? It's pretty good. But you'll have to wait until the end of the show to find out what's in it. What makes it purple?
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I'm drinking something I'm calling a Rye-ght Hander. But it's not spelled the way you think it is. It's spelled RYE-GHT. Rye-ght Hander. So find more about that at the end of the episode.
It's got bourbon in it, doesn't it? No. Did I get that wrong?
It does not have bourbon.
Okay.
Ben, today is Wednesday, April 9th. As we record this podcast, the Giants are 9-3. They went 1-2 since we last recorded to the Cincinnati Reds. Ben, I was certain it was going to be 8-4 and 0-3 right around the fifth inning yesterday or today, and then everything turned around. And so it's amazing what one win will do. Like, I was doom and gloom. You were like texting me that the episode title was going to be No.
That's right.
And then all of a sudden they came back and they won. So Wilmer and Yaz saved the day.
That's right. In response to last week's episode title, are the 8-1 Giants for real? No,
but
that was going to be the answer.
Win, and the way that they did it makes you feel pretty good now. Like, I feel like, okay, you know, they didn't get swept. Just tis a flesh wound, Ben.
Tis but a flesh wound. Well, you know, I mean, Matthew, like Hunter Green does his Hunter Green stuff, right? And then they have the magical comeback win today as we record this podcast. So, and Tuesday they lost because of the Purple Pushovers. That's it. So really, we have the New City Connects to blame for this series loss.
Okay, I think we do.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about the Red Series in length today because that's what you do when a series gets wrapped up. We're going to talk about each game and kind of what we glean from it. And then we're also going to talk about pitching, Ben.
Pitching.
Because where would the Giants be without our bullpen for one,
3-9,
Logan Webb for another.
Yeah, they'd be 3-9, Matthew.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Exactly. They'd be 3-9, honestly.
So we're gonna dive into that. We're gonna talk about
foreshadowing to the pitching conversation. 3 seems high.
3 seems high. Okay.
3 feels high. Yeah, feels high.
Right. Oh boy. All right. Well, but first, Ben, I didn't know if we were going to be able to fit Wilmer in somewhere else today. So,
I mean,
since
dude,
I'm hosting,
he factored pretty big into today's game, but okay, sure.
Yeah. Well, so my question to you is, where would the Giants be without Wilmer and Yaz?
Where would they be without Wilmer and Yaz?
Yeah, I think the record you just said was like 3-9. Is that
I think that's where they would be. Yeah, I think they would be 3-9 without Wilmer and Yaz. Even with the good pitching. Yeah, they would not be good, Matthew. They would not be good. But I have a feeling that you have a statistical reason or statistical fact to drop on me.
Not like you need one, right? I mean, the eyeballs.
No, the eyeball
test.
does it. Yeah. I mean, they both hit homers today as part of an epic comeback. I mean, Wilmer's has been dropping Wilmers everywhere, and that's a 3-run home run for those of you who don't know. Today it was not a Wilmer. It was just a game tying solo shot. But yeah, so they've been passing the eye test. But sometimes some naysayers. Some cynics, they might call them, realists, might need a little facts to just solidify.
Well, yes. So let's give you some facts then. Wilmer and Yaz combined have 36% of all the Giants' RBIs and half of their homers, and both are in the top 3 on the team in batting average. Wilmer leads the team with a 344 average. Yaz is third with a 273 average. Ben, Wilmer is on pace for 189 RBI.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That might be a record. I don't know.
I feel like that would be at least a Giants record. Did you say that they have half of the home runs?
Yes.
Yaz and Wilmer. Okay, I just want to be clear. We're talking about the guys that the average fan wanted to cut. Right? They wanted to cut both of these guys, non-tender Yaz and just DFA Wilmer, and just write his $3 or $4 million off as the cost of making your team better. And now this is the Giants' offense. Like, without Yaz and Wilmer, they are 3-9, and that feels high.
And I just that's what baseball does to you, right? Everybody has an opinion. They think that they're right in terms of, everyone's decided that Yaz is too old, Wilmer's too old. Look at the year he had last year. He's all washed up. Let's move on. And now you start the season, and the two guys that everybody had kind of written off are leading the team. And so I love baseball for that reason, right? It just has no rhyme or reason sometimes. But I'm happy for that Wilmer and Yaz are getting one last go around, because frankly, both of them might not be on the team next year.
No, I agree. And I must imagine it feels extra better when it's your favorite player doing it.
It does. It does feel better.
Okay, it's too early to talk about pitching. It's too early to talk about pitching. We still got to talk about the Reds series.
I know. We do. We got to talk about the Reds, but if we're going to talk about the Reds, we got to talk about one pitcher in particular.
Well, yes, but thankfully, this one pitcher isn't on the San Francisco Giants. So, and we don't play the Reds again. Well, I say that, and I just had a scary thought, Matthew. I just had a scary thought. Like,
That we
what
might be
if
seeing him in a playoff series?
You know, what if like we're finally done with Hunter Green? Like, we've put Hunter Green into the rearview mirror, and now the Giants. Like, what if they make the postseason and they face the Reds in a 5-game series? So far, the Reds are the only team that can beat the Giants. And most of it is because Hunter Green is a big fat meanie.
Although we did win the first time we faced him.
Oh, that's true.
We didn't beat him.
We didn't beat him. That's right. That's right. And I thought we were going to do it to him again. I really did. I thought they were going to do it to him again. But you know,
if Ramos's ball had just been 10 feet to the right or something, man. Oh,
stupid,
just
stupid baseball. But still, but that doesn't change anything. I still don't like Hunter Green because he's still a big fat meanie, and I really hope we don't face him in a 5-game series because then the Giants are gonna have to sweep the other 3 games.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
I mean, having a weapon like that is amazing, and that's kind of where. Yeah, it's a huge advantage going into a playoff series if you got a guy like that. But you know, the Reds they're not on track to be in the playoffs right now, so maybe we won't even see them.
Maybe not. That's right. And then our kryptonite won't be present. You know who else I don't like?
Who?
All of the Reds outfielders.
Oh man, no kidding. They were chasing everything down.
I mean, they were throwing their bodies around like they were Victor Robles.
Oh.
Is that too soon? Is that too soon? Maybe for Mariner fans. Maybe for Mariner fans, it's too soon. They're not sure if he's going to be all right, Matthew. He broke his shoulder. He broke the ball part of his shoulder.
Ow! How do you break a shoulder? Ow!
I mean, by throwing yourself in at 20 miles an hour into a net.
Yeah, see, I think there was some false security there. Like
I agree. I think he felt like that net was going to save him, but it was like, yeah, but you're still like, if you're still like, I mean, he was probably going like 18, 19 miles an hour, and you know, because like full sprinting speed for like a high schooler, like a good high schooler, is like 20 miles an hour, right?
Yeah, right.
So
right.
he was flying. Yeah. He was flying, and so he ended up cracking the end of his whatever that bone is in your arm.
The shoulder bone.
Yeah, but so it's like 12 weeks. It's like 6 weeks to heal and then 6 weeks rehab, but they're still not sure if he'll need surgery. If he needs surgery, it's a season ender.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
But anyway, the Reds fielders, they didn't seem to care about that at all. They were just throwing their bodies around, like stealing balls, and it seemed like even though Jung-Hoo Lee had 1,000 hits in this series, and he was the only Giant doing anything for the first 2 games, he had at least 3 hits taken away. And poor Elliot Ramos, like, he had all of his hits taken away.
It seems like it. Oh, yeah. So, I'm with you. I don't like the Reds outfielders either.
I mean, like, you know, for a team that's not doing very well, like, I've seen enough of them. I'm done with the Cincinnati Reds. Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing. Like, it was like you said, the Giants were one magical, you know, late game comeback away from us titling this episode No. And I mean, it all pivoted on that one game, the game that was today, right?
And like, you know, when things like this happen, Ben, it can only mean one thing: destiny.
Destiny. Yeah.
Okay, because you know they start winning games you shouldn't win, and it becomes contagious, and then everybody believes, and then the magic just continues the whole season, and next thing you know, you're winning the World Series.
You know, I'm supposed to be the naysayer, Matthew, but I actually agree with you because I studied probability in college. You know, like I had to take a lot of math classes to get a comp sci degree, and the probability classes were the easiest.
Okay.
You know, and so I took a lot of those and I studied a lot of probability. And the thing about the rule of large numbers is that everything will happen. And yeah, that's what happens. Great teams have magical, inexplicable things happen to them. And it seems like impossible, like, oh, this shouldn't be happening. Like, oh, you know, the Weenus says that their record should be like 3 wins less than it is. And I'm like, yeah, and that's the way for every team that makes the playoffs. You know, unless they're the stupid Dodgers. in which case they lose all of their starting pitchers and they're still so good they win the stupid World Series. But but the point is that like that's how magical seasons happen, right? Because improbable doesn't mean impossible, and when you are a good team that plays good baseball, sometimes the bounces go your way, and they just go your way, and they keep going your way. And the more of those that you have, the more likely it is that you're going to have a magical season. And yeah, you're right. It feels that way. It's like watching a pitching performance where you're like, ooh, this could be a perfect game, or this could be a no-hitter.
Yeah.
And then you see that play. You see the Gregor Blanco play.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then you know it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Right? It's like the improbable becomes the almost impossible, and then you're like, and then you're there. Yeah, that's what today felt like. I agree. Oh. Now, we're only 12 games into the season, but they have 9 wins, man. They have 9 wins.
I'll take 9 wins. If you had told me that before the beginning of the season, I would have been, heck yeah.
Oh, geez. Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, bank those suckers. So, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I got to agree. And maybe that's just my purple pushover talking. But
it might be. But I'll tell you, I'll give you some reasons other than the purple pushover to believe. And Logan Webb, even though, he didn't get the win, in the opening game, was amazing. And it seems like he found his changeup again. All of his pitches were working. He was putting them where he wanted to. He struck out he struck out 10 guys, which 10
is not
no very
walks.
Yeah. I mean, just an amazing performance. And unfortunately, he was going up against a guy that was even hotter. But if that's the version of Logan Webb we have, look out, man.
Well, I mean, I think what I learned is that Logan Webb is going to finish second in the Cy Young Award again. Because Hunter Green's going to win it. Yeah. But no, I mean, this is a different Logan Webb this year. And I think that we should expect more starts like this. And then I think even like when he's not got his A game, we should expect really gritty performances where he gives his team enough time, enough to win. And honestly, he doesn't have to give that much, right? And we're going to talk about them later in the show, but that's because he's got a huge crew of guys behind him.
Yeah. Can I give you another reason, though, that the Giants are going to do well? You know where this is going, right?
I do know where this is going. Sure, go for it.
Roop!
Does that feel good? You feel good?
It does. It feels good.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, I'm jealous, man. I'm jealess because if it was me, I'd be cawing all over the place.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would. That's why I'm not going to give up this opportunity. But Landon Roop, 1 run in 7 innings, really, or was it 6? 6 innings. 6 innings. Tried to give him an extra inning there, but no walks, which was a big improvement from his previous start. And just, that curveball, man. Guys go back to the after they've seen it, they go back to the dugout shaking their head.
Yep.
Like that is one of those pitches that just gives major league hitters the like, oh crap. Like it's funny to watch.
Right. Well, the telltale sign is like when you watch a player strike out on one of those curveballs and then you watch him go back to the dugout, and what he's doing is he's looking towards center field.
He's looking at the camera.
He's waiting for the replay to see where that ball was and how bad it was. And let me tell you, dude, it was bad. You looked bad. You looked really bad when you struck out on that Landon Roop curveball.
When your butt's in the other dugout and you're like bailing because you think you're about to get hit. Yeah,
you're swinging at a ball that almost hits you on your knee. Yeah. You look bad. You look bad, dude. No, he was great. And he pitched good enough to win. But he didn't.
No, he didn't.
And, Hunter Green is Hunter Green. But correct me if I'm wrong, Matthew. The guy that they lost to in Game 2 on Tuesday, was his name LOL?
It was Lodolo.
Oh, okay. There's a D in there.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought it was just LOL. It was like me on me trying to be hip, sending a text message to my daughter. So like, Hunter Green fine, but getting shut down by a lefty named Lodolo.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
the Giants are loaded on the right-hand side. You'd think that they would be especially primed to hit left-handers, and they just haven't been able to.
No, they were. Well, I mean, they did okay against Framber. Yeah. And the only other lefty they faced was Lodolo. So they faced, and maybe Lodolo is better than I'm getting him credit for, but, he's a Cincinnati Red, and his last name is Lodolo. So, like, I'm just assuming he's not that good.
He has a lifetime 17-15 record with a 4.27 ERA.
Okay, so I was right. But here's the thing. Matthew, the timely hits, they're just not happening anymore.
Well, yeah, and you can't. I think that's what we're going to have to expect, right? I mean, the timely hits are great when they happen, but let's face it, this team is not an elite offensive team, and we're going to be riding this pitching and defense for a while, and you're just going to have to roll with the times where the offense can't put it together. That's just the way this team is built.
Yeah, and we may have to dive into this deeper in a future episode, but it really doesn't look like now that we have 12 games behind them. The two whole runners on base and situational hitting, that doesn't look like that's happening.
No, I think they've regressed to the mean.
They've regressed to the mean, and they look the same when there's runners on base as when there aren't. And let me tell you, folks, they strike out a lot.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's why you're going to need good pitching and good defense, Ben.
That's right.
So let's talk about the pitching. Because, 12 games in, we have seen, a couple times through the rotation for each starter. So we've seen the bullpen in various roles. I think overall, if you had to give them a grade, a solid B+, maybe even an A-.
Well, can I drop my highest and lowest scores?
Absolutely you can, because I'm that kind of teacher.
Okay, then I'm going to give him an A-.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like if
What's your highest and lowest score?
I mean, my highest score is the loss that Logan Webb just took, right?
Okay, yeah.
And my lowest score is everything that Justin Verlander does.
Whenever Verlander pitches?
Yeah, whenever Verlander pitches. Can that be my lowest? Can I just drop all of those? Is that a thing, Matthew? Can I do that?
Only if I could do something similar where I just remove one inning from each of Verlander's starts. Can we do that?
That would be fine too, it seems like. That would be fine too. Oh, we talked about this a little bit on our last show, the Sunday show. And then Ben Kaspick talked about it on his last episode, I think. And he gave it a great name. So I'm going to give Ben Kaspick full credit for this name. The Verlander problem.
It is a problem. I did not listen to Ben's latest episode, but I'm assuming he means, what do you do with a future Hall of Famer who is trying to win 300 wins and he's not pitching particularly well and you've got a better option in the bullpen? Is that the Verlander problem?
That is the Verlander problem, right? Yeah, you've got this aged future Hall of Famer on a quixotic quest for 300 wins. Quixotic quest, for those of you who don't read, means sort of like it's not happening.
Windmills.
You're not going to happen. Yeah. He's tilting at windmills. But again, you have to have read a book to know what that means. So my apologies if you don't.
I had to read it in Spanish, so there's that.
So anyway, the point is, you have this future Hall of Famer that you signed for vibes, right? Let's face it, they signed him for vibes, and he wasn't the guy that they wanted, but the guy that they wanted, they couldn't get for the price that they wanted, or the years, right? They wanted Burns, but Burns wasn't going to be at the price that they wanted, so they pivoted to Verlander, who had the vibes. But here's the problem. What if Verlander sucks? That's the Verlander problem. What if he sucks and you're Buster Posey? You're a guy, you're a baseball player's guy, right? You're Bob Melvin, you're a player's guy. What if that guy sucks? Like, what if Justin Verlander sucks? Like, what do you do? And I am very worried that this crew sticks with him as he gets 2 or 3 wins. He's not even going to get to 6, man, which was my prediction, that he would get 6 wins. And I know that today's start, a lot of people are going to point to it and say, "Oh, you know, there were a lot of hard hit balls. They found spaces. They were, like they were grounders. But if they just been hit to a guy," and it's true. Like, I'm not going to say that wasn't true. Like, there were some tough breaks in that inning. But after a certain point, man, you have to start looking at the results rather than all of the other peripheral numbers. Because results matter more than peripheral numbers. Like, I don't know if all of the nerds get that. The results are more important than your peripherals. Okay? So, like, once they reach the major leagues and they start playing in real major league games, it's about wins and losses. And right now, he's losing. And, or at least he's pitching so poorly that the Giants could lose. And he needs magical things to get him out of it. So the real question is, like, what happens if he doesn't, if this keeps happening? And the fact that so many people were making excuses for him today, it's just like the 1914 to 1917 Giants wearing purple. Like, you're leaning a little bit too much on that stuff, and that starts to make me worried that it's an actual real problem. And the problem is that this isn't just the Justin Verlander problem. It's also the Hayden Birdsong problem. Because here is a guy who is very good, and you are struggling to find ways for him to perform. To the point which Melvin said he should start acting like we're going to have to start using him like a regular reliever, right? So he's going to make 1 inning appearances because we can't find the right slot for him, which just blows my mind, man, because I know what the right slot for him is. Have him ready to go whenever Verlander's starting. Like what?
Oh, yeah.
Like what?
Piggyback him. Yeah, right?
Like, you were looking to piggyback him on Hicks or on Roop. It never occurred to you that you might want to piggyback him on the guy who's sucking?
Well, the guy who hasn't gone into the past 6 in any of his last 15 starts?
Yeah. So, like, I mean, hello, McFly.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, that's an old movie, kids, from the 1980s, if you're not familiar. I know. Some of you are into really old movies, so you might know it.
Yeah, or the 1950s, for that matter.
Well, it was about the 90s. Yeah, that's fair. But you know what, Matthew? Like, the pitching, though, like, this team is built around pitching and defense. And for the most part, aside from Justin Verlander, everybody has been pitching very well, right? Jordan Hicks this, Logan Webb that, Roop! Robbie Ray, the Dark Horse Cy Young Award winner. Meanwhile, there's 8 other dudes out there. Well, 6 other dudes out there just crushing it. And nobody says their names. Nobody talks about them at all.
Like Randy Rodriguez?
Exactly like Randy Rodriguez.
Randy Rodriguez of the 0.00 ERA in 6 innings pitched. Randy Rodriguez of 10 strikeouts in 6 1/3 innings.
Yeah, but
Randy Rodriguez with no walks yet this season.
And like, I'm not sure, but I think he's only let 1 inherited runner score, if any. Like that Randy Rodriguez. That guy.
Yeah. He was the guy that we kind of forgot about in spring training. We shouldn't have. That was our mistake.
No, we shouldn't.
But,
we're idiots, So
right.
that's
we're drunk half the time. What does that mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, luckily he's not drunk. I mean, he's pitching like batters are drunk. Like it is amazing when he comes in, and he is so impressive with his 100-mile-an-hour fastballs with movement, and oh man, just it's fun to watch him.
You could tell the batter what's coming, and they would still miss it. I mean, he has been, and he is clearly the fireman, right? He's the guy that comes in when Justin Verlander has loaded the bases, right? He's the guy who comes in when, for whatever reason, we had Trevino in there in a game that mattered, right? He's the guy that you wish they brought in instead of... I can't say it. You say it.
Camilo Doval, Ben.
Yeah. I mean, Camilo looked good for his first few appearances, but now he can't find the strike zone. And now I don't feel confident.
Well, and he doesn't feel confident.
No.
I think he doesn't look confident. It's funny how, I mean, this man needs a good sports psychologist. That's what he needs, because he just seems to lose himself when anything kind of goes wrong, especially when he can't control the strike zone. It just gets ugly fast.
Yeah, well, he's lost his release point is what he's lost. And, I mean, we were supposed to have this magical back end of the bullpen with, Tyler Rogers, who's been amazing, and Walker, who has been pretty good, especially since, he got over that early back issue. And, and then we got Eric Miller there to handle any left-handed problems. And Camilo was supposed to be part of that. And now it's just like, oh, here we go again with the control issues. And it's like, come on, man, you're too deep into your career for this to be happening. I'm very upset.
Well, and if he's not right, then that really changes the dynamic of the whole back end of the bullpen. And so we've been able to get away with it and able to, kind of rebound from his mistakes. But you can't expect that to keep happening if he continues to pitch that way. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do with it.
Well, I mean, it's a release point problem. Like, and they just got to find a way to like adjust for that. And that's not sending him to the minor leagues.
Just going to say he's got two more options, Ben.
Oh, come on, dude. It's like, okay.
That was a Farhan thing. I don't think Posey will do that.
No, that was stupid, right? Like this is a major league pitcher who is great when he's on. He's got a mechanics problem. Fix it. Don't send him to the minor leagues so you can bring up Lou Trevino.
He's already on the team. But Sean Jelly.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't be. So, like, I just, I mean, Sean Jelly. Sean Jelly should already be here.
Agreed. All right, Ben. Well, I think we're going to have to end it there. But overall, I think the pitching has done great. I mean, they're third. The relievers, in fact, are third in the league in ERA, or actually in the majors in ERA, and doing a fantastic job. And we need that to keep going for sure. You know who's coming up though, Ben? The Giants are going to go play Arson Judge. And I did hear, though, that rain is expected on Fridays, so which could be important because
God, are you kidding me?
Because then that might mean a double header over the weekend, because there is no more off days. They got Thursday is an off day, and then they don't have another off day, Ben, for 17 games.
Yeah, including 10 games on the road, which includes 6 or 7 straight games on the East Coast. Then they fly to Anaheim to play the Anaheim Angels of Anaheim that have nothing to do with Los Angeles.
With no rest whatsoever. They finish one game, fly out, and play the next day.
Right. They play, they no rest in between the flight to L.A., from Philadelphia to L.A., and then they fly home and they play the next day after that. And they play 7 more days after that. They have like 17 straight games without a day off. This is a big stretch for the Giants. Big stretch.
And it will be interesting because I think the Farhan era would have like cycled some pitchers up. We would have seen some transactions. The Giants actually have not had one transaction this year.
Crazy.
Not one.
Crazy.
That is crazy considering what we've been used to over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Isn't it time for the booze, boys?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Well, Bob, today I am drinking the Purple Pushover. Thank you for asking, by the way, if I didn't say that. My apologies. Bob, what's in a Purple Pushover? Well, Bob, if you want to make a drink purple, you put in Indigo Gin. And that's what's in my cocktail. It has 1.5 ounces of Indigo Gin, half an ounce of Orange Curacao, because it's orange plus purple.
I like it.
You put all of that, you put those two ingredients into a highball with ice. You top that off with 3 to 4 ounces of ginger beer. And then you take a lime wedge, squeeze that over the top of your highball, and then throw the wedge into the glass. And that is how you make a purple pushover. And this is gin and ginger beer with a little bit of orange curacao. So it's elite, Bob. It's
highly
really
drinkable.
good.
I'll tell you that.
It's really good. They should serve this at the park on Tuesday nights. They probably wouldn't call it the purple pushover, though.
No. They probably would.
They probably call it purple power or something like that.
That's a tasty cocktail.
It's really good.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Well, Bob, I'm drinking a drink that I'm calling the Rye-ght Hander. What's in a Rye-ght Hander? Well, it's got 2 ounces of rye, as you would expect, a half ounce of B&B Liqueur, 1 barspoon of agave syrup, and 2 dashes of orange bitters, and 1 dash of cardamom bitters. Put all those into a mixing glass with ice. Give it a good stir for about 30 seconds. Strain it into a rocks glass with fresh ice, and express an orange peel over and drop it into the glass. And you get this the spiciness from the rye and some sweetness from the B&B, and it's a really, really great cocktail. So that's what I'm drinking, Bob. The Rye-ght Hander.
That's a tasty cocktail.
Actually, it really is. And I'm sad that I finished mine already.
B&B. Isn't that a mixture of...
It's like brandy and Benedictine.
Yeah.
But
that's
it's its
right.
own
That's
liqueur.
Right. But you can buy it in a bottle. That's right.
And you can buy it in a bottle.
Yeah,
And it's you could sub regular Benedictine if that's all you have. That's also quite nice. But I really like the B&B. So that's what I'm drinking.
I notice also that whenever you're using your bitters, you're always using 2 kinds of bitters now. You don't do 1 bitters anymore. You're always mixing your bitters.
I don't know why I do that. That's an interesting kind of thing that you brought up. I didn't realize that, but you're right. I like to kind of combine them because I think,
Interesting. And that's a wrap. Thank you for joining us. We will be back on Monday after the Giants play the evil New York Yankees, but not as evil as the Dodgers. Like, this is old Empire, right? This is old Empire Yankees. This is like Rome. This isn't like, Palpatine evil, right? Right, yeah, just so we're all clear. But if you can't wait that long to get your fix, feel free to reach out to us on social media. You can find us on Instagram and Threads and Blue Sky. Are we still on Mastodon, Matthew, or did you just...
No, I've kind of stopped.
Yeah, okay.
I can only handle so many.
Yeah, it's fine. Blue Sky. Find us on Blue Sky. So we're on Instagram, we're on Threads, we're on Blue Sky. You might be able to find us other places, but we're not saying those things anymore. And don't forget, you can also find us on YouTube. So run over there to like, subscribe, and comment. But most importantly, be sure to leave us a positive review, and it's only positive if it's 5 stars, at your podcasting platform of choice, a.k.a. Apple Podcasts or Purpleify. Matthew, it was great talking the Giants with you. Nay, the Purple Pushovers with you. Until next time, cheers, my friend.
Cheers, Ben. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye!
Thank you for listening to the Giant Cocktails Podcast. Until next time, bottoms up.
I'm going to be stubborn, and I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to make you edit this shit out. That's what I'm going to do. Like,
Aw.
even though you
All right.
took it away from me, I'm going to make you wait. I'm going to make you
I
wait.
could just go get a goodbye from a previous episode if you're going to do this.
They'll know. The listeners will know it's not genuine. It's not real. It's not current. They'll be like, that didn't smell current.